Welcome back to Casual Conversations. I am your host, Ryan Bean, here with my co-host, Elena Sweetser.
Welcome.
And thank you again for joining us on another topic and yet another cold day here in Texas. So
don't laugh at us, Colorado, Michigan people.
Exactly. All the people up north are like, wow, really cold. Oh, I did get in the cold water this morning.
He did.
Every
no
day.
matter how cold it is, he'll get in there.
Yeah, it's the wind hits you. It hits a little different. Different. My boy Nathan Lamb that got me on cold plunging. So the guy's crazy.
He is, and he's dedicated.
he is.
But every week we decided that each person would come with a different topic that the other doesn't know about.
Yep.
To keep it just casual, the conversation going and not being as scripted, just to be more genuine. So this week is my week.
Bring it on. Let's do it.
I already know your answers would be, but I think it'd make a good conversation.
Okay.
Would you consider yourself a gift giver or a gift receiver?
Giver by far.
Yeah, I know. But there's a lot of people that are prefer gift receiving because there's 5 different. Is it the love languages? There's gifts.
I don't know. Our friends getting all that stuff. I have the love language. Just say I love you. Why can't we just do old school language?
Response, right?
Just say I love you. Just a little hug every now and then, kiss every now and then.
Love differently, but back to the gift stuff. So you're a gift giver. Why would you say that?
Well, I think just in general, I've always wanted to be someone that gives more than they get. Mm-hmm. That's just who I am as a person in general. I've been that way my whole life. I just love I get more joy out of seeing somebody else light up when I gave them a gift. And I also like doing it as a surprise. I hate Christmas lists. Although my wife will give them to me so that she makes it idiot proof on some of them. At least that way there's still a surprise in there.
Gives you an outline.
Exactly. Here's a guideline for a few of them. So there might be a couple that get returned, but overall, I just enjoy putting thought into somebody. I want them to know that I genuinely put thought into their gift and I thought about them, or if I see something when I'm out and about, like it just made me trigger them. And it can be something small. It could be a cup that says something on it, or a hat, or just something that says, you know what? Oh my gosh, I know a person that says that all the time, or I know this would fit their personality perfectly. And I just think that stuff goes so much.
You mentioned this last month.
Yeah. I do it with Allison all the time. So that's how I get Allison at Christmas is I just tell her, hey, when we're out and about, just, make subtle comments about things you like, or pick up something, or I'll pay attention if she's really, because a lot of it with my wife is she's pretty frugal overall. So she hates to spend money on herself. Yep. So she'll pick up things and she'll always go, I don't want to spend money on myself. I'd rather spend it on Ryan and the kids. Well, I'm the same.
That's a mom right there.
It is.
Because I'm the same. I go into the store, going to buy something for me, and I walk out with nothing for me and something for Cole or Kian. I'm like, how did this happen every time? Because
you critique everything for yourself, probably, and then you go, okay, am I worth it? Or I can't justify spending this kind of money on myself. And you probably like to give it as well. So, but yeah, easy answer. Have you always
been a gift giver?
I have, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy getting gifts as well, but. Especially, we're nearing Christmas.
Yeah, that's why I wanted this topic.
No, it's a great one. But
I've always been a gift giver too, and I think it's a lot of it because of my mom and how she raised me. Because she is a giver. If you think about we have a big family in general, but she always just had sacks of stuff to give to people for Christmas time. Literally, it was people she's just barely meeting. She always had extra. She's like, oh, Merry Christmas, and she just loves that. And I think it's you do that because. Like you said, I mean, there's something about bringing joy to somebody's life with that.
And I also think to me as I have enough, right?
Same. Honestly, that's what every year for Christmas, I don't want to do a wish list. I don't even care if you give me a gift, honestly. My feelings will not get hurt. My birthday, I tell Cole, take me to dinner or do something nice. I don't need anything. Right. And let's be honest, I make enough money that I can go buy myself something.
Right. But it's still, it's the holidays, right? People still want to do things nice for you, or your birthday, or those type of things. So I absolutely understand it, and I enjoy those things. My wife always goes overboard, in my opinion, and especially at Christmas, she spoils the whole family, but she loves it because she gets so much joy out of that. And she knows I try not to spend a lot of money on myself throughout the year. If I need something, I'll go get it. But for me, it's more about even our friends, and I want our friends know that they're on my mind. And I think when you do things like that, you're showing your friends or your family that, hey, I'm thinking about you, even when sometimes you don't hear from me, or I maybe not text you as often or whatever. I'm thinking about you. And I think I just think it goes a long way. And for selfish reasons I'm a giver, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
And it's because the feeling I get for doing something nice to somebody, I love that feeling.
Yeah.
So I think I do it selfishly, even though I enjoy doing it.
Well, and Cole thinks it because obviously I do the gift shopping, as I think most moms do around the holiday.
Oh, I'm surprised every year. I don't know what we get our kids.
Well, what do we get them?
That's
There's
1,000%.
like, thanks, Dad. Oh, what did I get you?
I get to see a few things that she did. Part of it's probably because she doesn't want to see me how much she spent on the kids and spoiled them. But part of it's like I'm just as excited. She loves Christmas. The only person truly surprised at Christmas is me and one of the kids too. But the only person that's not surprised, is Allison.
Yeah.
She knows what everyone, especially when it comes to the kids.
She's the best planner.
Yes.
But I just think about, I love going the extra steps to think about somebody to the extent of like, and I love giving gifts with intention behind it versus just like, oh, here's a new sweater or something like that, right? And so like some of the gifts, I don't know if people are going to listen to this before Christmas, so I don't know if I want to say, I'm going to. But like, so I think of like my mom, she's all in grandma mode right now, right? And so I found the cutest little sweater, and she loves and she owns up into being grandma, abuela. And so I found the cute sweater that says abuela and it says established when, and then on the sleeves it has her grandkids' names and a heart. And I'm like, she would love that rather than me just saying, here's another thing of nuts and cheeses and salami.
Well, if she doesn't act surprised at Christmas, you'll know that she doesn't listen to our podcast.
She's behind on our podcast. She's got a lot on her plate.
Oh, then we're fine. She'll hear this in February.
But like something like that, or I know Mackenzie will listen to this, but what Keen and I have planned for her daughter, like it's just, I just love that. Like that you did something, you went out of your way to think of something that would mean so much to them.
That's the gift.
Rather than, here's a gift card or here's this.
I tell people all the time, I would rather you not give me anything than put a gift card in an envelope. Yeah. Save the money, give it to charity.
I think that's that too. I'm like, don't waste your money on me because I want more memories. I don't need things. I want memories with
we started doing that with Kristen and Minnie, the Wootens as well, right? Yeah. So, in the Christmas party, the reasoning behind that as well is like, I wanted to do experiences with people. So, when we started doing that with the Wootens, it was in our families, was like, look, let's not do a gift exchange. Let's not do it. Let's just go do a Christmas thing. Let's go see Christmas lights. Let's go have a nice big group family dinner. Let's go to a play. Let's go do things like that. Same thing with our friends Chris and Minnie, your brother-in-law and sister-in-law, that it was okay, let's do gingerbread houses. Shout out to my boy Nathan, because I did it a few years ago. I may or may not have destroyed his gingerbread house. It was not good. It was not good. I tried to help. The poor guy, he never lets me let it down. Let it down. It was not good. It was not good. I do take full responsibility. The gingerbread house was my fault.
So you're going to think about those things in the long term like you guys do. Then does Nathan even know what he got for Christmas that year?
Guarantee he does not. No.
So I remember what I got when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I do remember when I was 21, my mom and dad gifted me an electric piano. Okay. And I loved that piano because I compose music on it and all these things.
She's very talented, by the way, like we've said before. Music. She does not brag on herself enough, but the people that know her know she's very talented in music. She's very good at it, but she downplays it.
Maybe I'll sing on the podcast one time.
It better be a Christmas song. You better bring some Christmas melodies.
Pour the bourbon for that episode. I only sing from people who I'm drinking. But I think about it, I'm like I started thinking about it because I saw a reel once and I was like, you know what? That's right. I don't remember what I got for the Christmases as a kid. I remember making the cookies with my mom. Sure. I remember opening gifts one by one with my siblings. Right. And my mom and dad having Christmas music on the big TV. Right. And my mom dancing to rancheras in the kitchen while she makes breakfast. I remember all those. Right. So it goes back to like kind of what we talked about in the last episode. We just complicate things so much. Yeah, and we've gotten away from the things that mean the most, and people still do them, right? But again, it's still like, okay, I got to give more. I got to give more. I got to give more. Every year, it's more, and it's not that. It's the when you look back. Like I look back at my childhood, and my mom always similar to your mom, always made Christmas special. So my mom, God rest her soul, she passed away in December. 9 years ago, I think now. So December's always hard especially on my dad, because Christmas was so special to my mom. Right. But my mom, it was those type of things. She was so particular about a tree. The funny thing about my mom, one funny thing I'll mention about her, and I miss her so much because of this, was she would always let us do the ornaments on the tree, similar to what we do with our kids now. Right. She would go behind us and fix the tree. She was very anal about how her tree looked. That was her centerpiece in the house.
oh yeah, it looks so good. It looks so good. The next morning, you're like, hey man, that's not where I put that ornament.
Make fresh cookies in the kitchen. Why are you going there?
Exactly how it was. But it's those type of things that were the most special, right? Putting the records on the record player, listening to Christmas music. And, I remember some of the big gifts, getting a TV or getting a new bike, or you remember the big things that stood out to you. And then those were special for sure. But the overall stuff that makes the holidays so special is that stuff. It's the connection. It's the things that are just, it goes back to everything that we talk about. It's time.
Right.
It's time. Where are you putting your time? Is your time spent chasing the dollar to buy something that no one's going to care about? Or should your time be, you know what, why don't you come over to my house? Let's make a nice breakfast. Let's make some Christmas cookies. Let's laugh and share and have this joy together. It goes back to your question.
We talked later about I accidentally broke my best friend's son's gingerbread house when he was 8 years old. It was
a massacre. It was.
Were you trying to take candy?
No, I was trying to fix it. He was struggling with it. Yeah. I'm like, let me come in here, save the day. And then the look at Nathan was
the opposite of
oh my gosh, and he was so little. And Nathan's a sweet little boy.
He is.
And he still is. But I will remember the look on his face of just sheer distraught. And I was like,
this guy's not coming again.
Yeah, no more gingerbread houses with
talking about gingerbread houses, we're gonna do one with Kian this year. He did his first one last year at my parents' house because I have family in New Mexico, family here, so we have to flip flop. Yeah. This year's Texas Christmas.
Right.
And I mean, I am just doubling down on all the activity-based stuff.
It's way more important
Kian right now.
Way more important.
The day after Thanksgiving is officially gonna be our family's Christmas craft day.
Okay.
And I love making crafts for the grandparents or just the family in general.
Right.
And so that's what we did all day Friday after Thanksgiving. We started Christmas. Christmas started that day. Even though it was November, we still started Christmas crafting, and we got prepped for Christmas. And we're going to do gingerbread houses. And I told Cole, I was this is what I want with our kid for the holidays. I want him to remember what Christmas was as a feeling, like I did with my parents.
Yeah, the gifts are fun, but that's not what it's nearly about. Yeah.
I remember, do you know what Luminatias are?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so obviously in New Mexico, that is a thing.
Yeah.
Big thing there.
Yep.
And my soccer team growing up used to fundraise and used to make the Luminatias and sell them.
Okay.
But you remember my parents' house, the long driveway, the white brick fence, big
beautiful home.
Yeah.
Beautiful home.
So that was one of our family things is all three kids, my two parents would go out and we'd line up the Luminatias and we'd one by one light the candles, and we'd always complain because it was so cold. The kids would always complain. And now I look back on it, I'm happy my mom didn't say, okay, just go inside. Looking back on it, it was a beautiful memory.
Yeah.
Looking at the house we lived in, the house they built from start to finish now, because it's still living in it, and they still do that tradition today, even if we're not there, and they'll send us pictures, and it just brings me back to my childhood.
Yeah. Is Cole a gift giver or a gift receiver?
He's not a receiver at all. He's a gift giver.
Okay.
I mean, it's like pulling teeth to get, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for your birthday? And it comes to, he just wants Dallas Cowboy stuff every time.
I'm going to be saying that too loud after this season.
I know. Every season, really.
But
Ryan,
this one's rough.
And even then, I mean,
chalk it up to a rough 2024.
Yeah, I know. And then even then, he doesn't want gifts, and he and I are the same. We actually don't give each other gifts or birthdays and stuff like that. Valentine's, we don't do that. We prefer to go out to a nice dinner or do a date night at home or just do something with each other.
Yeah.
Because we have enough stuff. Really.
And that's probably why your mom back in the day gave away bags of stuff. She's like, I have enough stuff. Let me go share this with other people that don't.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's for selfish reasons. I guarantee you, your mom gets so much joy out of seeing you light up over something. And and one thing that Vinny, my best friend, her brother-in-law, he made that comment is that he's like, look, just get me something that you really think that I would like. I would want to see you put thought into it. Don't give me a list and we're on these lists now.
We and I are the same about the list.
It drives me crazy too. It's like, what's the point of it? It's like, if you're giving me a list and you already know what I'm going to get, it's going to be one of these 5 things that I put on the list.
Just give me a gift card then.
Yeah, which is no meaning whatsoever. So I
get gift cards to an extent with teenagers, whatever. But Vinny, when we do our family Secret Santas, I love when I get Vinny, and there's times I got him back to back, because I just know I can nerd out with him with Star Wars stuff. I got him that one Star Wars Stormtrooper decanter thing, his whiskey, his bourbon. He loved that thing, and I think it came with glasses. I don't know, but I love it because I'm like, he didn't think of that. I went out of my way to know that he would want something like that, and he gets so pumped.
Right? Yes, because he understands what it's about.
Yeah, and Cole's not going to listen to this podcast, so I'm just going to say I freaking chose Cole, not on purpose, as my Secret Santa this year.
Your own husband? I feel like there should be a turn back in. I feel
Elster. That was Elster.
Oh
we
my!
should have selected. You can't select your own.
Yeah, if you pick your husband or your spouse, you got to put it back in a bucket and pull
so I'm
somebody
like,
else.
okay, well, you're getting your Secret Santa, and because we do stockings for each other.
Right.
Like, but that's nothing more, dude. You're not tripling down on Christmas.
I'm not spoiling you.
Yeah.
You're getting Cole.
Here's Cole. There was one year I wanted to fill up his stocking with his face on a coal rock.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing, and be like, oh, you got Cole.
Yeah. I think in general, most people would say they love to give gifts. I don't know that people are necessarily good at it. I think some people would be lying if it's. I think a lot of people would like to receive gifts. I can tell you, my daughter loves to receive gifts.
Yes.
So, she is more of a gift receiver than she is a gift giver.
She's also at the age too.
That's what we always say. That's always an excuse.
Well, kids like gifts. I mean, look at my kid. He
She's not a little kid anymore. She still wants, and she wants to order Shein and every day. And I'm like, that girl, every time she gets a penny, it burns a hole in her pocket.
In her defense, Shein is cheap, so she can get a lot of stuff.
That's what she always says. Yeah. So she's still, I guess, in the quantity.
I will go back on what I said that I don't like receiving gifts. When I receive a gift that someone went out of their way to think of me, that makes me feel so special. Yes. That is when sorry, I spit all over you.
Oh, you're good.
That is, you're lucky now. You're blessed. That is when I feel the most special and loved, honestly. Like this year for my birthday, and I always tell them, like, I don't make my birthday special. Yeah, we're puzzled. And normally I'm like, I do not expect gifts. But Krista, Allison, and Kinsey knocked it out of the park this year.
What did we get you?
Kinsey, what did we get you? Kinsey got me this bracelet that says boy mom. And she has the same that says girl mom. And it's just something like best friend to best friend kind of thing we have. And then she got me a really beautiful puzzle. Krista got me a and I'm going to say it, badass wooden puzzle, Lord of the Rings puzzle.
Oh my gosh. Lord of the Rings and this girl. Oh my god.
I actually watched it after receiving that.
I still have not seen it. Dude, I've still never seen Lord of the Rings.
That's going to be like our next.
That's a lot of time, girl. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of dedication. That's a lot of time.
And so within the puzzle, it had the little characters. So there's Gollum. And so it's not just regular puzzle pieces. So you're putting together like, oh, this character, there's Gandalf. And you're like putting it. It was really cool. And I was nerding out. So that was super cool. And then y'all got me a really beautiful sweater that I actually sent Allison. I was like, oh, this is a cute sweater. And she remembered that I liked it. And she got it for me. So when I receive gifts like
you're welcome. I knew it's something you always wanted.
Here's your thank you card. Just pretend what it says on there. So that's when I like receiving gifts. But when it comes to the thing of like, send me your list, Elena, send me your list so I can get you something for Christmas, I don't care. I don't like that.
Yeah, so I would tell the people that are listening, think about the people that are really important to you and think about how far something like that would go with your relationship, with showing them how much you care. It shows that you went out of your way. Yeah. It shows that you made them a priority when you didn't have to. And, it seems simple. We talked about this before. It's keeping things simple, but that's the way it should be. And, I don't know why we've overcomplicated things to such a degree, but I can tell you, if you start becoming that person that wants to go give more than you take, and that's something I want to live my life by. People always think I go above and beyond for Allison, or I'm always taking, because I've always looked at it as no one's ever going to accuse me of that I didn't pull my weight or didn't. So I'm just going to give more, and it's not a tit for tat thing for me. I can't stand that. It's not I did this so you do that. I'm just going to keep giving and giving and giving and giving, and if I get something at the end of it, I get something at the end of it. But for me, the giving part is the selfish thing I do, because I love it. But be those people.
Exactly. I don't know one happy person that's not a giver.
Yeah.
Truly happy person that's not a giver first. Right.
And when you do those things, I'm telling you, it's going to change you as a person. You're gonna get hungry for it. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I made this person's day. I changed their mood. They were having a bad day, and all of a sudden, I brought them a Starbucks to work, or pay for the person's Starbucks behind you. I've done that numerous times, and I can tell people honking their horn, waving to say thank you, and you don't know how bad of a day that person was having. They could have been arguing with their kids, getting them off to school, and all of a sudden they're going in for Starbucks for a cup of coffee. And how awesome is that? You pull up the window, go, oh, the person in front of you already bought your
whole day.
Yeah. And for what? For a $4 cup of coffee? For a $5 cup of coffee? I mean, it's so minimal in the big scheme of things, but we just don't do. I just don't see a lot of people doing that. And the people that do, I think, are genuinely just happier people. I agree with you.
I think we just buy a lot of stuff to just say, like, I bought my wife this expensive necklace without thinking, okay, she would like this necklace because she loves this cut of diamond, and she wants this color because this is the the gemstone of her son or whatever. And so they're just like, oh yeah, that's a popular one. Here you go.
Yeah.
Like, make gifts more intentional.
Right. Right.
And I think it just changes because now we get into a society where we're just used to getting things
all the time.
Yeah, like
Show up to your house. Show up to your house. There's packages delivered to you right away. You're constantly getting stuff all the time. And what are you getting out of it?
And I spend a lot of time trying to think about gifts to give people, and probably like I already done with our Christmas gifts for our family this year, and it took me hours. I'm not lying, because I was like, I don't want to just get them something. I want to get them something that they like.
Right.
Also because you look at it as an investment. You're spending your money.
Right.
So I want my money to do something right.
Right. I worked hard for it, but you want to see them be wowed by it. And it can be something, like you said, so small. It can be something so small, but the time, make a craft, like you said, the fact that they sat down and hand painted something or wrote you a nice letter and put it in a frame. Or I remember we did that for my mom one year, where I just wrote a letter to my mom and I put it in a frame. I didn't have money. I was a kid. I was broke. Yeah. But I was like, okay, I can go by the dollar store and buy $1 frame. Yeah. And I remember my dad said when he was going through the house when he moved, and she had a box for all those kids. Yeah. And that was one of the things in there. So you know which ones are the ones that are the most meaningful, for sure.
And we did that with my mother-in-law one year for Mother's Day. I think it was like 2-3 years ago. Instead, because she's like me, she doesn't like gifts. She's like, I have everything. I really don't need something. So what we did that year, Chris and I decided is each member of the family would write her a letter. And so we all wrote her a letter, like how much we love her and how much she means to us and all these things. And if I remember correctly, it brought her to tears. She was very emotional about it. And to this day, she still has them.
Yeah. If anyone wants to write me a letter on how much I mean to you, I'll take that for Christmas.
Put that in express mail, though.
Yeah. I want to read it. I want to hear everything about me that makes you love me.
Well, we want to hear what you guys think. Are you a gift giver? Are you a gift receiver? What is gift giving to you?
And try to think going into the holiday season. I would urge you guys to really think long and hard about, okay, am I putting the thought into these people that I really care about, or am I just getting them stuff? And change it up.
Let's change it up. We'll see you guys next week.
Take care.
Bye.